Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of the Jamel Hudson Show. My name is Jamel Hudson. On January 15th, we as a nation stopped to honor the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Dr. King was a brilliant man that used his faith and his ministerial calling as a vehicle to combat ignorance, hatred, and bigotry with insight, compassion, and undeterred love. Although Dr. King physically transcended from this earth nearly 50 years ago, his teaching on how we should judge people by the content of their character still has a profound impact on how we as a human family aspire to treat one another. Over the course of this MLK weekend, I had the opportunity to participate in two events that honored the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King. On Friday, I attended the Suffolk County Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Commission's annual luncheon. And at this event, my mother, Dr. Tracy Hudson, received an award for her nearly 30 years of educational leadership and service to the community. Dr. King once stated that the function of education is to teach one to think intensively and to think critically. Intelligence plus character, that is the goal of true education. My mother, Dr. Tracy Hudson, is truly my role model and a great example of an individual who utilizes their platform to shape the character and thought process of this next generation. She utilizes every opportunity she can to prepare her students for college, career, and beyond. On Saturday, I attended the Isletown NAACP's yearly gala. And at this event, I had the privilege and honor to meet the namesake of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., his son, Martin Luther King III. During our brief meeting, I asked Mr. King, what can this current generation do to continue the legacy of his father? Mr. King replied that it is the duty of this next generation to use their respective platforms, whether that's in music, education, politics, wherever, to push back against evil so we can make this world a better place. He also told me to understand and know that pushing back may not be popular. Now, his words of advice profoundly touched my spirit because we are living in a day and time that is so divisive and polarized. And we need leaders. We need young Dr. Kings who will speak truth to power and let the chips fall where they may. We need leaders who will make a stand on righteousness and principles of character and morality rather than doing what is politically expedient. As an academic and frankly a lover of history, I oftentimes find myself looking to the past and studying the tactics and ideologies of the great leaders who came before me. With MLK Day approaching, I found myself engulfed in the literature, speeches, and writings of Dr. King, and I found myself asking the same question: what would Dr. King do? More specifically, what would Dr. King do if he was here today in 2018? Would Dr. King sit back and allow this country to continue to become more polarized and divided? Would Dr. King allow elected officials to paint with broad brushes and generalize entire demographics of people? Would Dr. King be okay with the way our pop culture promotes filth, decadence, and death rather than appealing to the better angels of our nature? No, I sincerely don't think so. I think Dr. King would want us to find a solution, an answer that could bring all people together. Black, white, the have-nots, all backgrounds, all nationalities together and form what he called the beloved community. We all have to use our respective platforms to bring Dr. King's idea of the beloved community into existence. If we want to honor Dr. King, we must be willing to speak our truth and let our character guide us to be doers of good work. It's interesting because although we as a society now have a general support and positive consensus of Dr. King, let's not forget that not too long ago, Dr. King was considered a rabble-rouser and a troublemaker. And there were many who did not support his nonviolent cause. But as you can see, history has vindicated Dr. King and has been kind to him. So for those of you listening to me, don't be afraid to speak your truth. Stand for justice and righteousness. Be an individual with character and use your voice and God-given abilities to make this world a better place. Because history will remember what we are doing right now. And we should do our best to leave a legacy that is worth being remembered.